Hello and welcome. You're watching the special broadcast of the Buck Stops here tonight, live from Mumbai. We're at Mumbai's Girgaon Chapati on Marine Drive. And of course, the show has been on the road, traveling through India's political heartland. We're on the road till May 16th, traveling through different constituencies, broadcasting from different parts of the country, never in the studio, always in the field, bringing you key interviews with newsmakers on the campaign trail and voices from different cities that we don't quite manage to hear when we're locked inside the Delhi studio. So breaking free from the studio and on the road to 2014 tonight from Mumbai, where in the Maha battle, it's Sena versus Sena, but also which side is Sharad Pawar playing for? He keeps saying he's going to remain with the Congress and the UPA, but in a bombshell, Uddhav Thackeray has told us that Pawar was actually keen to join the NDA. And it was Uddhav Thackeray and other regional leaders like Gopinath Munde that blocked his entry. Pawar has called this the joke of the year, but at the same time has said that it's the BJP that's poised to get the largest seats on May 16th. Is he trying to embarrass the Congress or woo the NDA? That will be our special focus tonight. Also, coming up at 9:30 tonight, Uma Bharti, will she be the Rani of Jhansi? She's been confined there after Baba Ramdev's proposal that she should contest against Sonia Gandhi was not accepted by the BJP. She'll be joining us later in the program. All right, let's get started now with our special focus tonight. We're broadcasting from Mumbai, where we're looking at one of the most fascinating political turns and counter turns. What is happening? It's a battle between one brother and his cousin Uddhav Thackeray versus Raj Thackeray. But which side is Sharad Pawar? Often described as the shrewdest politician in India, the great survivor, which side is he batting for? In 2009, Sharad Pawar was quoting the left. Is he now wooing the right? Well, according to Uddhav Thackeray, he is. In an interview with us, Uddhav Thackeray actually makes the contentious claim that Pawar was cozying up to the NDA and wanted to leave the UPA to join the NDA. आपने दो बातें अपनी सामना में रखी हैं। एक ही शंकर सिंह वाघेला जब ज्वाइन करना चाहते थे तो आप लोगों ने कहा कि नहीं, हम नहीं लेंगे आपको क्योंकि आप बीजेपी छोड़ के जा रहे हैं। यू गिव दिस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ योर लॉयल्टी। और दूसरी बात आपने रखी है कि शरद पवार एनडीए में आना चाहते थे, आप लोगों ने मना किया। इसके बारे में बताइए थोड़ा।
शंकर जी का तो खुलासा हुआ है। शरद पवार जी, जैसे आप ही ने कहा अभी कि हर इलेक्शन में वो कहाँ जाए,
ये बात
उठती है और उनकी एक खासियत है, वो इलेक्शन के पहले हर दरवाजे थोड़े थोड़े खोलकर रखते हैं। तो भाई यहाँ तो यहाँ, वहां तो वहां, वहां तो वहां।
आपको लगता है इस बारे भी ऐसा कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, उन्होंने कोशिश जरूर की, लेकिन सिर्फ मैं नहीं, गोपीनाथ जी मुंडे है और हमारे साथ अभी जो महायुति में लोग हैं, रामदास जी आठवले है, राजू शेट्टी है, तो इन लोगों ने, महादेव जानकर तो बारामती से लड़ रहे, तो इन लोगों ने कहा कि भाई अगर जिसके साथ हम लड़ रहे हैं उन्हीं को साथ लेकर लड़ना है तो फिर हमें माफ करो।
तो आप
क्योंकि ये तो इन्होंने तो अन्याय किया है महाराष्ट्र पर।
आप कह रहे हैं कि इस बारी भी शरद पवार ने कोशिश की कि आप लोगों के एनडीए के करीब आए?
कोशिश तो की।
किस तरह से कोशिश की?
अभी सब सारी कोशिश क्यों बताऊं?
और आप कह रहे हैं कि आपका वीटो आया और बाकी
सिर्फ मेरा नहीं, हमारे महाराष्ट्र के बाकी सारे, इवन बीजेपी के जो महाराष्ट्र के लोग हैं, गोपीनाथ जी मुंडे और जैसे मैंने कहा राजू शेट्टी जी है, महादेव जानकर है, रामदास जी आठवले तो वहां परेशान होकर हमारे साथ आए, तो बोलते कि वही अगर झेलना था मुझे तो मैं यहाँ क्यों आ गया।
तो आप कह रहे हैं कि इस चुनाव में भी, जैसे हर चुनाव में होता है, शरद पवार जी ने कुछ फीलर्स भेजे और आप लोगों ने मना कर दिया?
बिल्कुल।
और शरद पवार इसको मानेंगे कि डिनाई करेंगे?
कैसे मानेंगे कैसे? इसी को तो राजनीति कहते हैं ना।
तो आपको डायरेक्टली फीलर्स भेजे कि लोगों के थ्रू?
अभी देखो, ये सारी बातें हैं, ये एक लिमिट तक मैं कुछ बोल सकता हूं, लेकिन इतना तो मैंने साफ बता दिया कि सिर्फ मैंने, गोपीनाथ जी मुंडे, रामदास आठवले, राजू शेट्टी, महादेव जानकर, इन सारे लोगों ने मना किया।
पर वो क्या चाहते थे कि पोस्ट पोल कोई अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो कि प्री पोल?
इंटरव्यू के बाद बताता हूं आपको।
थोड़ा तो इशारों में
कुछ भी, जैसे आप जैसे आप चाहें प्री पोल पोस्ट पोल, लेकिन लेकिन मैं नहीं मानता कि अब उनकी पार्टी के कुछ सांसद चुनकर आएंगे, भले एक या दो आए तो आए, वो इसलिए क्योंकि लोग सचमुच परेशान हैं, तंग है, और वो अब इन लोगों से छुटकारा चाहते हैं।
All right, so Uddhav Thackeray says Sharad Pawar wants to be part of the NDA. Sharad Pawar says that's the joke of the year. But in an interview today to a local newspaper here in Maharashtra, Sharad Pawar has a forecast for the election result. He says it's the BJP that's going to be the single largest party. This after in February proclaiming that the UPA would form the next government. On the program today, Decoding Sharad Pawar, is he playing for which side? Which side is he playing for, and is he going to bowl a googly that's going to stump the Congress? Let's introduce our guests here. We're joined by senior journalist Siddharth Bhatia. We're also joined by Professor Ottara Sahasrabudhe, who's of course a well-known political analyst. And from the Shiv Sena, we have Shweta Parulekar. Let me start with you, Shweta. Uddhavji didn't offer proof. Sharad Pawar says it's the joke of the year. Does the Shiv Sena stand by what you're saying, or is the Shiv Sena also playing at some other game to actually cut Nitin Gadkari down to size after Nitin Gadkari met with Raj Thackeray and annoyed the Shiv Sena?
Barkha, let me tell you one thing. After seeing the interview, I think Uddhavji appeared very sincere in his interview, and he has given insight into very many issues which you asked him. Now, with your counter question of Shiv Sena, countering Nitin Gadkari, etc., I think Shiv Sena is one of the oldest alliances of BJP in the history of independent India. So nothing has changed between Shiv Sena and BJP.
What do you say? How does the Shiv Sena see Sharad Pawar? Because Uddhav Thackeray said something very interesting. I said Shiv Sena was always considered a party that Sharad Pawar was close to, and he said Sharad Pawar was a friend of my father's. He's not a friend of mine.
Yes, I mean that is.
And that puts you in an awkward place, because are you going to see him through Bala Saheb's eyes, or are you going to see him through Uddhav Thackeray's eyes?
No, in short, if one has to say, he is a political opportunist, Mr.
Opportunist, yeah.
Mr. Sharad Pawar. And he goes on saying whatever he wants, though he being such a senior leader. In the past, one has seen that he called Uddhavji an immature person. He said, coming to the NDA will be, it's the greatest joke of the year, and so on and so forth. So I would like to say that he is the one who is really unstable. He's not made his mind as to where exactly he's looking at before he, calls somebody immature, and that to a person like Uddhavji, who's so very sincere and so very responsible about whatever he says.
So Sharad Pawar, Siddharth Bhatia, according to the Shiv Sena, is unstable. Is that the word you used? Unstable, a political opportunist. Interestingly, Sharad Pawar said it's Narendra Modi who needed to be examined in a mental hospital. Now, while that seemed like a very direct attack, the curious thing about Sharad Pawar is, just before that he was saying, well, you can't actually judge Mr. Modi for the 2002 riots anymore because the court has decided that there's no evidence against him. So what is Sharad Pawar playing at, and why does he still command this influence with 9 members of parliament, with that tally about, perhaps according to the polls, about to go down?
Well, decoding Sharad Pawar is a full-time job. If I were to be frivolous, I would say at this stage, when he has exhausted all kinds of possibilities, he's run out of ideas and he doesn't himself know. But I don't want to. I think Mr. Pawar is like Bacchus, he's always willing. He's always looking for a place where he can place himself. He has realized over the years that while he has friends across political parties.
Is he the most networked politician?
He is very networked, and the networks are genuine. They go back a long time with Mr. Badal, for example, and elsewhere too. But the thing is that things have moved beyond him now. And with 9 MPs, you can't really pull much rank.
So do you think he has a strategy, or is he just groping in the dark?
Well, I think if the opportunity arrives and there is an in, and suppose the BJP requires those 10 or 12 or 15, he'll be willing and he'll cross over.
That's very interesting, because now we have Jitendra Awad of the NCP and Abhishek Singhvi of the Congress also with us. Let me put it to you, Jitendra Awad, first. Sharad Pawar says about Uddhav Thackeray's interview to me, where he basically said that Mr. Pawar wanted to be part of the NDA. That's the joke of the year. But within 24 hours, he's forecasting in an interview here that the BJP is going to get the maximum number of seats. Why is Sharad Pawar hell-bent on embarrassing the Congress?
You have not probably heard the interview. I have heard the interview where he said that it is likely that BJP might inch into being number one, and Congress is also following it.
Yeah.
So there will be a competition between BJP and Congress. That is what he said. But the press, as usual, took the first part and excluded the second part. Now the person who was speaking to me, speaking to you before me, that Sharad Pawar might shift ever, probably doesn't know the political history of Mr. Sharad Pawar. Mr. Sharad Pawar, 1 minute, whosoever it is, I don't care. Sharad Pawar has been into national politics and the state of Maharashtra politics for the last 50 years and has always been opposing the fundamentalist, the non-secular forces in Maharashtra. His track record remains that he has always been strengthening the secular forces.
But he is a great friend of Nitin
Maharashtra.
Gatkari.
He has
But he is a great friend of Nitin Gatkari.
One minute.
He is a great friend of Nitin Gatkari. He shared a stage with Nitin Gatkari. In fact, the function was for the Purti group of companies of Mr. Gatkari.
That is what is his class apart. That he is friend of everybody. But when it comes to principles, when it comes to ideologies, he speaks out for his ideologies and his principles. He doesn't care for friendship. And that is what it was the ties between him and Bal Thackeray.
What about what Uddhav Thackeray has said? What about what Uddhav Thackeray has said? What about what Uddhav Thackeray said to me that Sharad Pawar wanted to join the NDA?
And what do you think that he will ask Uddhav Thackeray, who is the junior partner whom Modi makes him sit on a sofa when Modi sits on a Singhasan? Uddhav Thackeray has cut himself to a sorry figure. Uddhav Thackeray, there was a stage in the state whenever anybody from NDA used to come to Maharashtra, used to go to Matoshri and then used to proceed for a program. Now Uddhav Thackeray has been reduced to a level where the main person, Mr. Narendra Modi, comes for a function, sits on a Singhasan, and then Mr. Uddhav Thackeray is made to sit on a common sofa. That is what is the reality of Uddhav Thackeray. And Uddhav Thackeray will comment on Sharad Pawar joining NDA. He needs no permission. But Sharad Pawar, let's be clear, that under any circumstances will stand by the secular forces. Whether we are in power or we are not in power, we will be with secular forces only.
Okay, that's, you said we will be with secular forces only. I want to debate that comment a little more. But Abhishek Singhvi, how does the Congress handle Sharad Pawar? He has walked out. If you look at Sharad Pawar's history, he has left the Congress twice in the past. It's been known to happen, then come back. In 2009, he actually was courting the left parties. He joined a rally that A.B. Bardhan and Naveen Patnaik were at by telephone, if you remember. And I'll tell you an interesting thing before you respond. I remember interviewing Pranab Mukherjee in that election before he was president. And I said, Mr. Pawar sending mixed signals. And Pranab Mukherjee said, rather unforgettably, that Pawar does this in every election. It's not desirable, but it's inevitable when it comes to Sharad Pawar. So would you agree with Pranab Mukherjee's assessment, Abhishek Singhvi?
Barkha, I'm sorry to disappoint you. You know, it makes for good copy for channels, but the facts are always more boring. Now, first thing I did when I was asked to give a lecture to spokespersons many years ago was to beware of quoting the first part of your sentence and not quoting the full. And that is exactly what has happened to the whole paragraph of Sharad Pawar's statement. That is one. That happens to us all the time, and as you know, people who speak to the press, that is what you are trained in, the first thing. Second, we had two coalitions and three coalitions in the center and the state with the NCP. I don't understand how you can ignore that and talk about defections, allegiances, loyalties. Thirdly, what Mr. Sharad Pawar did when he left way in the 80s and subsequently is well known as a historical fact. And he's still not part of the Congress. Nobody is claiming he's part of the Congress. He's an ally of the Congress, both in the state and the center. Now, it's, I think, uncharitable to kind of, build up a program because it does make good copy, sensationalism, that here is a person who's about to go to the BJP, about to do this.
But you know that copy is provided to us by Mr. Pawar himself.
By deeds.
But Abhishek, Mr. Pawar provides us that copy. What about his flip-flops on Narendra Modi? What about one day saying Mr. Modi should be treated in a mental hospital and the other day giving a clean chit? Other day giving a clean chit to Mr. Modi saying the riots are not an issue.
Exactly. You are right. Let me answer that. Baraka, let me answer that. The day Mr. Pawar gave that clean chit, I took the briefing that day and I said, according to us, an SIT, which is itself being criticized by the amicus curiae and is at the trial court stage with 2 courts minimum above it, is not a final clean chit. Mr. Sharad Pawar has a view, we agree to disagree. Does that mean that Sharad Pawar is running away to the BJP?
Okay.
He has a view. And I said so on the podium of the Congress. And I said we agree to disagree.
Abhishek,
We don't agree with
Abhishek,
this. Now the
Barkha,
point is,
Barkha, let me make a point.
You have to be a little fair in this. Yes.
Okay. Jitendra Awad, make your point quickly because I have Professor Shastri Bodhe waiting to speak. Yes. Make a point.
See, under any his views are very clear. Here is one of his front runners, one of his leaders of the party sitting in front of you. I am the person who initiated, started and is still contesting on the case of Ishrat Jahan. In this case, this is the only case where Modi has everything possible, he has used all possible power, money, everything to scuttle this case. But we have been fighting this case for last 10 years.
But
and
it's
we have
your
seen to
leader.
it
But
that
it's your leader, Mr. Pawar, who said
Barkha,
that the
so
vote
yeah,
is spoken on
see, if my leader
2001
would not have been
and the case is
interested,
over.
my leader would not have been interested in
Barkha, half a
contesting this
second.
case, I wouldn't have
Barkha,
contested.
half a second.
If my leader would not
Barkha,
have
But
been
then how do you
contested,
explain the
happy with-
contradictions?
Barkha.
But then how do you explain the contradictions?
Well,
Yes,
it
yes,
is
yes,
only
okay,
after the
Abhishek.
permission of my leader that I am contesting this case. It is only after the permission of my
Barkha,
leader that I am
one small
contesting this
point.
case. And today it was also on record.
Barkha,
Okay,
small
okay.
point.
Okay.
Barkha, small
Yeah,
point.
Abhishek, yes.
It is a fundamental fallacy.
Yes, yes.
It is a fundamental fallacy to suppose that long-standing allies will have identity of views and that too on every issue. It is a fallacy to suppose that
Okay.
zombie-like the view will be the same, the formulation will be the same, the language will be the same. There are bound to be variations different. There are 10
Okay.
issues on which NCP we disagree. But that is very different from saying that Mr. Sharad Pawar is going the BJP way and he is defecting and the allegiance is doubtful. I think this
No
is the balance
way we are not
Okay.
going. And
Okay.
this we have this problem we
Okay,
have been
okay,
facing
okay,
from
heard
the day
you.
we separated from Congress. Thank you.
Actually, it's you people who create the problem that you blame the media. But now Abhishek Singhvi, Jitendra
No,
Awad,
it
you
is
both
media,
spoken.
media.
Uttar
That is what
Shastri Bodhe-
Abhishek Singhvi brought to the notice.
Oh,
That you.
yeah,
you
okay,
don't
chalo,
read
it's
the
all
whole paragraph.
the
You only
media's
read what
fault.
you want
Sharad
to.
Pawar is the most consistent leader. His comments are the most consistent. There are no contradictions in Sharad Pawar's statements. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Uttar Shastri Bodhe, how do you see what's playing out here in Maharashtra? Because on one hand, there is of course the Sena versus Sena. On the other hand, Congress, NCP, you've heard the NCP leader saying we are going to stick together. But Siddharth Bhatia and plenty of other people believe that Sharad Pawar can't always be taken at face value. He's far too shrewd for that.
Absolutely right. I agree that Sharad Pawar is a very shrewd politician, perhaps one of the most shrewd politicians Maharashtra has ever had. And I agree with Siddharth Bhatia to an extent because Sharad Pawar has a history of leaving the Congress and coming back into the fold and then going again. So, I mean, it's a difficult question to answer
Now, how
whether
do
he
you
will
see the
stick to it.
relationship between Sharad Pawar and the Shiv Sena? Today, Uddhav Thackeray says this man is not my friend.
But Uddhav Thackeray and Gopinath Munde are going to have problems with Sharad Pawar, mainly because the entire politics of these two, this entire alliance, as it started way back in 1995, started as a campaign against Sharad Pawar. And Gopinath Munde probably has Sharad Pawar as one of the ace rivals in the state. So that is going to play out, yes, definitely. However, I would like to make one point in this context, and that is whether it is MNS, whether it is Shiv Sena or whether it is NCP, all the three parties in the state in different alliances, but these three parties are essentially local parties, they are regional parties, and probably you can see through the speeches that are being made or the comments that are being laid out, they're actually not targeting the Lok Sabha election, they are looking way beyond theOk Sabha election
So
and
their
looking at
game
the
is
assembly
their
elections.
game is the next is the assembly elections.
Absolutely. So, depending upon the results of this election, how the equations will turn out to be for the assembly elections coming up in October or November this year, that is where the three parties are looking through these local comments.
So they're playing a longer game. Before I come to the three politicians, Siddharth, you heard Jitendra Awad rubbishing what you're saying. The Sharad Pawar could switch sides. What do you say?
No, I didn't say that he will switch sides.
Good,
I
good.
said that possibility
Will always exist.
exists.
Yeah.
Secondly, let's look at the third front. Mr. Pawar over the last 20-25 years has shown inclination to be with the third front, pre-poll and post-poll also, when there has been a kind of a murky situation.
Yeah.
Remember, he's not always been with the Congress.
Where?
So,
Tell a single
in
incident.
1978, for example,
But tell a single incident.
in 1970,
Tell a single incident.
In
He's answering.
1978.
With the left front.
He's answering. I'll tell you the incident. In 2009, he joined a rally in Odisha by telephone. He didn't show up at the last
Well,
moment.
Barkha,
I think Mr. Badal, if I'm not
don't.
Odisha.
Barkha, don't speak.
I remember
which
it.
People have already forgotten. I will tell you a fact. Then
what does that mean?
We were an ally with
you said name a
Naveen
single incident.
Patnaik.
I'm naming it.
One minute.
Yes.
I will give you the details. I will give you the history. We were a
Okay,
ally
then
with
Siddharth has
Naveen
to speak
Patnaik
because you've
in
interrupted
Odisha.
him.
So we shared the
Yes.
dais with Naveen Patnaik. It was not a mistake. We were with Naveen
The
Patnaik.
left was there.
In
The
Kerala,
left
we were
was
with the
there.
left party.
The left was there.
So what's the mistake in that?
Okay.
But where have we hobnobbed with the left or done something going out of power, coming in power with somebody else? We have been in Congress consistently for last 15 years.
Okay, you must let Siddharth speak. Now you must let Siddharth speak.
No. I was going back a little
Yes,
in
in
history.
history,
In
yeah.
1978, for
Yes.
example, Mr. Pawar walked out of the Congress cabinet in Maharashtra and then joined hands and then created the Progressive Democratic Front, I think it was called.
Yes.
And then that was with the Janata Party in those
Yes.
days. And the Janata Party, as you know, was a conglomeration of the BJP and all kinds of other elements, the socialists, for example. Now, it's not that, there is no need to possibly say that, why is saying this or why, because regional parties usually look after their interests.
Yeah.
And while the Congress NCP coalition, as Mr. Singhvi said, has lasted 3 governments
Yeah.
here, but it has always been a little bit fractured. They've always been sniping at each other all the time. There have been comments about Mr. Prithviraj Chavan not being this. So it's not a very happy kind of love affair.
Yeah.
It could go anywhere. That's my point.
So it could go either way.
And the third front, you're forgetting the third front, for
Shweta
example.
Parulekar, let's bring you in. Jitendra ji, 1 minute. Let's bring you in. You heard Jitendra Awad. Uddhav Thackeray is too small a leader. Sharad Pawar doesn't need his permission to join the NDA.
I would just like to make a point here to Jitendra ji that he should rise above his perception of thinking that Uddhav ji was made to sit on a sofa and Narendra Modi ji on a seat. These are two small issues
Yes, that is
because
what the public
Uddhav
saw.
ji's
It was all
perception is
on
not
the
like
air.
that.
It was all on the
please,
TV.
Please, hello. Please let me.
It was all on the. We have
Jitendra
always
ji,
seen
please
Bal
let me-
Thackeray taking
I
the
mean,
Let us speak.
center stage.
Hello. May I complete my sentence?
We did not like
With
it.
your permission.
See, if you like it, it's your problem. I did not like it because I have always seen Bal Thackeray sitting on the mid stage, on the center stage, and everybody sitting
So
next
let
to
me-
him.
let
For the
me-
first
so
time
you're
Maharashtra
saying you
saw
wanted
the-
Uddhav ji to get the same
son of
prominence.
Bal Thackeray
Hello, let
sitting
me
in a
make my
chair
point.
which was absolutely looking like a sofa and a common sofa. I did not like it. If you like it, it's
No,
your
because he
choice. I don't know.
No, he doesn't. Uddhav ji doesn't see on which sofa is made to sit because his aim is much higher. He wants a Congress-free
Oh, he
government,
doesn't-
and for
he doesn't
that,
care.
if he even
He's
yes,
not bothered now.
and no. Let me remind you
nice.
one thing that even Baya Sahib. Let me remind you an instance where Baya Sahib had offered the same kind of chair to Narendra Modi ji when he was made to sit on an ordinary chair. So these things are very
Offering a
trivial.
chair
I
is
think we should
something
not get
different,
into this.
and making you sit
Okay,
on
let
a
us
chair is
speak
something
now.
different. That was the greatness
Beyond
of Bal
these
Thackeray,
chairs.
and which Uddhav doesn't have.
Let's
That
come
is
to
what
the
we are
real.
telling you.
Beyond the chairs. Beyond
That is
the
what we
chairs,
are
let's
telling
come
you,
to the
that the
real Kissa
greatness
Kursi
of Bal
ka.
Thackeray
Let's come to the
can't
actual
be
Kissa Kursi
seen,
ka.
is not seen in Uddhav Thackeray.
Achha, you can't outshout everybody.
No,
Mr. Awad, you
no,
can't
you're
outshout
missing
everybody.
the
We
point.
are
Not
all trying to
outshout.
speak.
You're missing the point that
His
I'm
point,
just making my point.
is Uddhav
I'm
Thackeray
just
is too
making my
irrelevant.
point. I'm not outside.
Achha, but I'm putting your point only. Okay. He's making the point that Uddhav Thackeray is too irrelevant to decide whether Sharad Pawar can enter the NDA or not. Respond to that, and I want to go to
yes,
Mr.
I
Singhvi
feel
then.
it is the other way around. I think Mr. Pawar is really threatened by the fact of Shiv Sena being there, and it can get very good results in this coming election.
So you're saying the irrelevance is Mr. Pawar's?
Yes, because had he not, if he was not bothered about Uddhav ji, he would never have mentioned him. Why is he making an effort to say all these things?
Okay, before Jitendra Awad comes in on that again,
But
Abhishek
where did he
Singhvi,
mention about Uddhav Thackeray?
He did say
Where
that
did he
this is the
mention
greatest
about
joke
Uddhav
on this
Thackeray?
earth that I...
He just said,
He
probably
said
you have
Uddhav
not gone
Thackeray's
through the
comments
interview.
are
He
the
said
biggest
that
joke.
Uddhav Thackeray is irrelevant.
Yes,
he said,
he
I would
did
not
say-
like to comment on Uddhav
No,
Thackeray. The end of
He
the
said
interview
he's
said
immature,
that
he said so
Uddhav
many
Thackeray is
things,
too
he
irrelevant
said
to
so
speak
many
upon. I would not like to
Okay.
consider Uddhav Thackeray.
Okay.
That is what Mr. Sharad Pawar said.
Okay, 1 minute. So this is now a debate about who's more irrelevant. Abhishek Singhvi. Yes, Abhishek Singhvi, go ahead. Yes.
I've been a bit of a bystander, stranger to this debate, and I'm a little amused. I think we are discussing a lot of digressive issues. The bottom line is, I think, one, that we have had a successful alliance against heavy odds for 3 and 2 terms touching 15 years. It's no mean achievement. That is being ignored. The second point is that how can you possibly, Barkha, found a whole thesis, I don't mean you, I mean the people who are saying so, on the oral statement of a person. Tomorrow if I say that Barkha has said that she is going to contest from Rai Bareli, she told me in confidence. What is the point of that? Then can you have a program saying that Barkha has in the past twice said similar things to somebody else and therefore she said it again?
Messaging.
No, no.
Hello.
It doesn't matter. You cannot have.
But
No,
I am
one
not
minute.
a politician. I don't contest elections.
Let
I
me
never
answer.
will.
I
And
know that much. I know.
I have not mastered the art of mixed messaging like Mr. Pawar.
Let me answer. Barkha, let me answer.
Yes.
I know that you're not a politician. This much I know
Yes.
about you. Not yet, at least. Unlike some of your colleagues. But
Never. Never.
let me say
Yes.
that I say this. Let me say I say this about XYZ of the BJP, that he was having dinner with me and he said that he's about to join the AAP. What is the value of that? What is the meaning of that? What is the purpose of that?
But isn't it a
What is the
little
credibility
different?
of that?
But Abhishek, isn't it a little different? Because Sharad Pawar has always had a link open, at least when Bala Sahib was alive. No, it's different. And I'll tell you why it's different.
No,
Sharad Pawar and Nitin
Barkha
Gadkari
is
are
not
known to be
different.
close.
Let me tell you.
Nitin Gadkari has gone and met Raj Thackeray.
course.
Trying to. So there are wheels
let
here.
me tell
It's
you.
not hawa mein baat.
There was, I will tell you very frankly, Barkha, and I believe it's plain speak in these things, and we should kind of convey some real information to our viewers and not just indulge in tutu meme.
Yes.
I believe that the greatest strength of India has been this democratic polity where we can converse in Central Hall across parties. Now in the old style politicians, and I'll include Vajpayee ji in that, possibly Sharad Pawar, they have cross party links. A lot of them. A lot of them have lived in an era when the personal antagonism and the static was much less. And I am one of those who very openly believe that that is the great strength of our democracy. Today, it does survive in Central Hall.
We agree to disagree.
But yes, in the public, if I talk, somebody will carry tales from my own party that look, Abhishek Singhvi is talking to some of the BJP. This is ridiculous. I think in politics, if you are strong and clear and straight, then in that case, these cross-party links could well be there. Sharad Pawar has been around for such a long time that he may well have links in terms of an open channel of communication. But unless you have evidence that in 15 years, he has tried to defect, he has defected, he has done things anti-party, I think it's quite a long alliance. And unless I will judge it by deeds. Tomorrow I may say something else if you find the deeds changing. But it's not very fair if you pick up old-style politicians who have cross-party links.
Okay, let me just get last comments from all of you. Okay, Uttara, please. Do you accept this, that just because Mr. Pawar has friends across parties, his politics should not be judged by that in fact is a strength of Indian democracy?
No, I would not go by that. You know, a lot of politicians actually have friends across parties. But that's not the point. Point here is, and let me go back into history as Mr. Bhatia was doing some time back. Shiv Sena, since its inception, since its birth, has been accused to be a party that has been cuddled and used by the Congress here, the local party, the local Congress party, to, you see, there was a time when it was known as Vasant Sena. You know, when Vasantrao Naik was the Chief Minister of the state, when it was assumed that Vasantrao Naik used Shiv Sena to cut into two major rival elements in the state. One was the Communist Party led trade unions in the state, and the second, of course, was his non-Marathi speaking Mumbai-based Gujarati rivals in the Congress Party. So, since that time, since the time of Bala Sahib Thackeray, Vasantrao Naik, then Vasantdada Patil, of course, Shiv Sena has had actually closer links with the Congress Party. Sharad Pawar then was a part of the Congress Party. He was into the fold of Congress Party, and you know, in this context, if you see this open channel and open doors, actually in this particular state, Shiv Sena, MNS, and Congress have been sharing a very different kind of a link with each other, and Sharad Pawar is no exception.
Abhishek Singhvi wanting to come in for half a second, and then I actually have to end. I'll give Siddharth Bhatia the last word. Abhishek Singhvi, yes.
I have already said, Barkha, that I pay no value and no heed to such disclosures of private comments and private conversation. Anybody can say anything about anybody. But I have a flip side to it. If in fact, Sharad Pawar in a private conversation said this to Uddhav Thackeray, and I have absolutely no means of saying that, I disbelieve it and I pay no attention to it. I think, personally, with great respect, it shows Mr. Uddhav Thackeray in a very, very poor light if he shares that private confidence in public. I mean, in politics, if you sit and chat and do some gossip or otherwise, for you to proclaim it on television camera, I think the person it shows in poor light is not Sharad Pawar. It shows Mr. Uddhav Thackeray in very poor light. I'm sorry to say this.
I have to end. Siddharth Bhatia, you get the last word. Do you think it shows Mr. Uddhav Thackeray in a bad light to disclose if it were true?
Well, in fact, Mr. Thackeray at this moment is battling various issues in his own party, but he has actually held the Shiv Sena much better than most people expected, quite frankly. And he is actually going to prepare, he is preparing the Shiv Sena for October, which is the assembly election, and way beyond. So in fact, I mean, I don't want to sit here and say he shows him in a bad light or a good light. I don't know the contents of the conversation. But the Shiv Sena is looking to prepare itself for the future. So if he has done it with you in that interview, it may be a strategic way to actually stop something from happening.
So we will find out in due time. Siddharth Bhatia, Uttara Sahasrabudhe, Shweta Parulekar, Jitendra Avar, Abhishek Singhvi, thank you so much for joining us on this special broadcast. We're moving on now to our other big story. We're shifting focus from Mumbai to Jhansi, where Uma Bharti is in full Rani of Jhansi mode. Uma Bharti, of course, wanted to contest against Sonia Gandhi. Sonia Gandhi has filed her nominations in Rai Bareli today. But it seems the BJP did not go along with Baba Ramdev's proposal. Uma Bharti is now joining us live from Jhansi. Umaji, thanks for joining us. How disappointed or upset are you that the party did not support your wish and Baba Ramdev's wish that you should take on Sonia Gandhi?
It's such a beautiful thing that you are asking this question. First, I'll apologize. There's a big sound behind me, and because of that, there's a little bit disturbance because there's a public meeting going on behind me. So I'm sorry if you are not able to hear me properly.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we can hear you fine.
Then
boliye aaram se.
Okay. Then I can clear this that it was not a proposal of Baba Ramdev ji at all. It was the proposal of one of our office bearers, who got some suggestions from Rai Bareli. The people of Rai Bareli, the BJP people of Rai Bareli wanted him to tell Rajnath ji to field me in Rai Bareli. But my name was announced already in Jhansi. So actually that office bearer requested Baba, because I said that we will need the support of Baba Ramdev. So it was not the proposal of Baba Ramdev also, and it was not my wish. It was a kind of wish of the people of Rai Bareli. Then Rajnath ji realized that by my removal from Jhansi may damage Jhansi and the other seat which are around Jhansi. Then I gave a suggestion that if you think that it is necessary for me to fight, then I can fight both the seat. And I left it I left the decision to the leadership. So please, it is not Ramdev ji at all. It was not his wish, but we were asking his support,
but Ramdev ji
because he has got a big following in Rai Bareli.
Ramdev ji said on camera. But Ramdev ji said on camera that Uma Bharti is very keen to contest from Rai Bareli. Now my question to you is, there are other leaders in your party, Mr. Modi included, who are contesting from 2 seats. So why do you think you were stopped from contesting for 2 seats? Because Mr. Ajay Agarwal, they have put up against Sonia Gandhi, is not as strong a candidate as you are. Would you agree with that? That you would have been a stronger candidate against Sonia Gandhi than Ajay Agarwal?
Baba Ramdev ji said very rightly, because when the office bearer actually instructed me and he had a talk with Baba Ramdev ji, after the support of Baba Ramdev, I knew that he has got such a strength in Rai Bareli. Baba Ramdev has got a big support all over the country, and he has got a big support in Rai Bareli. So I was very keen, and there was no hesitation. And I believe that it is not such a big thing. And it's not that I should defeat Sonia Gandhi, because I am not egoistic person. Sonia Gandhi should be defeated because she takes them granted. She takes Rai Bareli granted. She should be defeated. That is my wish.
But would you have had a better chance? Would you have had a better chance at challenging her than the present candidate, according to you?
In my opinion, every challenge is a challenge. And if you remember that Rajnath was not a known figure when he defeated Indira Gandhi. And the situation is almost emergency-like. So you remember Rajnarayan, who defeated Sonia Gandhi. He was not a known figure. So even Ajay Agarwal is like that. He is a good lawyer, and he will be known after he defeats Sonia Gandhi. He will be a known figure.
But are you a bit disappointed? Be honest, because I know that you were keen to contest from both seats. Are you a bit disappointed?
Not at all. I was not at all eager. The whole thing suddenly came up, where there is no fault of Baba Ramdev, and there is no fault of Rajnath Singh ji, and there is no fault of Uma Bharti. Suddenly the proposal came from somebody else, and then suddenly the report came from Jhansi and other seats that it is not good to remove me from here. That is the only reason. So nobody is disappointed. The only thing is that I want to go to Raebareli and I will campaign for Ajay Agrawal, and we will make every attempt to defeat Sonia Gandhi.
Okay, I want to ask you, today your party has criticized Sonia Gandhi for meeting the Shahi Imam in Delhi. BJP has said this is polarizing politics. But if the BJP can consult religious leaders like Baba Ramdev or Yogi Adityanath, who's of course been a member of parliament, then what is wrong if the Congress also wants to meet religious leaders? Why is the BJP criticizing Sonia Gandhi for Shahi Imam when someone like Baba Ramdev has such a big influence on even the BJP's ticket distribution?
We cannot compare Baba Ramdev with Shahi Imam or Adityanath. Yogi Adityanath is a politician. He is a member of BJP and he is a member of parliament from BJP. And Baba Ramdev is a social reformer. He is a very different person. You cannot compare him with a fanatic person like Shahi Imam.
Isn't Baba Ramdev also a religious leader? Isn't it mixing religion
with politics? He is a yogi. Yeah, he is a yogi. No, he is not mixing religion with politics. Because whatever he is doing is a social reform. Whatever he is doing is a social reform. He does not give religious discourses. He gives discourses on yoga and nationalism. And nationalism is spiritualism. It is not any kind of division on the name of or on the basis of religion.
But Umaji, should Baba Ramdev have such a big say in who the BJP gives tickets to?
I could not hear. Sorry, can you repeat it?
I'm saying, should Baba Ramdev be able to influence the BJP on who they give tickets to, how they choose their candidates?
Okay, I don't know that much. I don't know. I think he does not interfere in those things, and he is not very much involved with the politics also. He has told everyone to join with his spirit of nationalism, and he is a great leader and great reformer, social reformer like Dayanand Vivekanand. I believe he is in that tradition.
But there's been some criticism of him for the kind of language he's used for Sonia Gandhi. Do you approve of the kind of language Baba Ramdev has been using for Sonia Gandhi?
Oh my God! You see the language Congress leaders use for Baba Ramdev. You remember Digvijay Singh called him even thug, and Sonia Gandhi kept silent. She did not even apologize. I think Congress people should remember what kind of language their leaders are using.
Okay, Umaji, I want to ask you, you have, in English there is a phrase that you can damn somebody with faint praise. So when you called Narendra Modi a unique leader who draws crowds, but you said he's not a good orator, whereas everybody else says कि बहुत ही बढ़िया बोलते हैं, और आपने उनको कह दिया he's not a good orator. Firstly, you're very brave in the BJP to say something even remotely skeptical about Narendra Modi. What did you mean?
एक्चुअली मैंने आगे क्या बोला और पीछे क्या बोला वो आपने दिखाया है, तो मेरे साथ अच्छी बात ये रही कि कम से कम एनडीटीवी ने बाद में पहले तो गड़बड़ किया आपने और फिर दिखा दिया. अब तो मैंने तय किया बाबा इस विषय पे बोलना ही नहीं, क्योंकि आप लोग मुझे लगता है कुछ बातों के लिए बैठे हो कि हम गलती से कुछ बोल दें और नहीं तो आप ही हमसे कुछ बुलवा लें. तो हमने तय किया इस विषय पे हमें नहीं बोलना. मैं तो ये कह रही हूँ कि लाखों लाख करोड़ों करोड़ लोग नरेंद्र मोदी को ये कहने के लिए आ रहे हैं कि हम तुम्हारे साथ हैं, और इसलिए नरेंद्र मोदी के दो जन्म हुए हैं, एक उनकी माँ की कोख से और दूसरा भारत के लोगों की आत्मा की आकांक्षा से कोख से जन्म हुआ है. और लाखों लाख उनको लोग जो हैं उनका सपोर्ट करने के लिए कि हम तुम्हारे साथ खड़े, उनको ये कहने के लिए आ रहे हैं. मैं एक्चुअली मैं कॉम्प्लीमेंट कर रही थी उनको जिस तरह से मीडिया ने उसको कर दिया, लेकिन बाद में आपने सबने ठीक कर दिया, इसके लिए मैं आपको धन्यवाद देती. इसलिए बाबा मैं इतनी डर गई हूँ कि अब मेरे को इस विषय मैं नरेंद्र मोदी से नहीं डर गई, मैं टीवी से डर गई, बरखा दत्त से डर गई, एनडीटीवी से डर गई, बाकी चैनल से डर गई. मैं ये कह रही हूँ, इसलिए मैं इस विषय पे नहीं बोलूंगी, इस विषय पे नहीं बोल सकती. I'm scared like I'm seeing a ghost. Okay.
नो, पर आपने जरूर ये बोला, आपने ये तो बोला, आप मानेंगी, आपने ये कहा कि बहुत लाखों लोग को लाते हैं, इज अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग लीडर, यूनिक लीडर, पर आपने ये जरूर बोला कि वो वाजपेयी जैसे ऑरेटरी नहीं करते. फिर आपने आज बोला कि मैं तो अडवाणी के बारे में भी ये कहती हूँ, अडवाणी भी अच्छा ऑरेटर नहीं है और मोदी भी अच्छा ऑरेटर नहीं है.
मुझे एक बात बताओ, कि आप अडवाणी जी की इतनी प्रशंसक हो गई हो नरेंद्र मोदी की, ये नरेंद्र मोदी को मैं कॉम्प्लीमेंट भेजूंगी कि उल्टा हो गया, उमा भारती ये बोल रही हो, बरखा देती है बोल रही, कितनी बड़ी बात है। थैंक यू वेरी मच। थैंक यू।
नो
नाउ यू आर डिफेंडिंग हिम, राइट? गुड, इट्स गुड। नहीं, मैं इस विषय पे नहीं बोल सकती, बहुत दिक्कत है।
नहीं, इस विषय पे क्यों नहीं बोल सकती?
इस विषय पे
Why do you not want to speak?
ना आप लोग बहुत प्रॉब्लम करते हैं बाबा, ये विषय नहीं है। विषय है कि यहाँ विषय यह है कि काला धन वापस लाना, करप्शन पे कंट्रोल करना। विषय यह कि हमारे इधर के सिर काट के उधर ले जाए गए। अब अगर पाकिस्तान ने ऐसी हरकत की और नरेंद्र मोदी प्रधानमंत्री होंगे तो उधर की मुंडियां उधर के सिर कट के अब इधर आएंगे। ये है विषय जो लोग जानना चाहते हैं। देश का क्या होगा, FDI इन रिटेल का क्या होगा, ये जो बातें आप कह रहे हैं इसका कोई मतलब है? अरविंद केजरीवाल ने जो बातें कही, मैं गाड़ी में नहीं बैठूंगा, मैं अंगरक्षक नहीं लूंगा, मैं बंगला नहीं लूंगा, ये नॉन इशू का इशू बनाना, मैं इन बातों में नहीं पड़ूंगी।
अच्छा, आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी,
मैं बंगले में भी रहूंगी, मैं झोपड़ी में भी रहूंगी, मैं बैलगाड़ी में भी बैठूंगी, मैं हवाई जहाज भी उड़ाऊंगी, जिसमें देश का भला होगा मैं तो वो करूंगी।
That's well said. मैं बंगले में भी रहूंगी और मैं झोपड़पट्टी में भी रहूंगी is well said. I think that's very interestingly said, and you're not being politically correct. You're saying what you think. But I want to ask you, are you worried about the perception कि बीजेपी के अंदर एक झगड़ा चल रहा है कि जसवंत सिंह, let's look at Jaswant Singh, one of your most prominent faces from Vajpayee's time has been thrown out. वो कहते हैं कि this is because Narendra Modi is running a self-centric campaign. How do you see Jaswant Singh's expulsion, Uma Bharti?
Thank you, Barkha. Such a beautiful question you have asked, and you have given me a chance to send a message to Jaswant Singh ji, and whole nation is witness right now. I will request Jaswant Singh ji, he must remember, he is the one who decided with the Advani ji and Atal ji to throw me out, and he said that person and personality and their desires will not rule this party, discipline will rule the party. I will request Jaswant Singh ji, he is a great soldier, he is an army man, he must practice what he was preaching me. He is the one who threw me out, he is the one who he announced it that Uma Bharti should be out, and he took disciplinary action against me. I am sorry that he has forgotten it because he did not get a seat.
So you are saying कि अच्छा हुआ, basically you are saying कि अच्छा हुआ बाहर फेंक दिया.
No, I am so sorry. I respect him, he is a great soul, he is a great saint, and you believe this what I am saying, that he is a great saint because he lives a very saintly life. So I have a very personal respect, like a father and like a guru. But what he taught me, discipline, and he is the one who he announced it, that I should be out on the basis of discipline. So all I am requesting him, he must practice what he was preaching me. He was telling me, he was teaching me discipline. He is a soldier, why he forgot the same discipline?
Okay, I have a last question for you, Uma ji. Are you worried that there is a, how Mr. Advani was treated in the run-up to his seat distribution? There is a sense that the BJP has an old guard versus new guard battle. I remember आपने वाराणसी में एक बारी बोला था 2011 में that Advani is still the fittest leader to lead the BJP. लोग आपके कोई पुराने वीडियो भी निकाल के Facebook पे डाल रहे हैं where you had said about नरेंद्र मोदी वो विकास पुरुष नहीं है, वो विनाश पुरुष है. ये वीडियो भी सर्कुलेट हो रहा है. Do you see yourself as somebody who's with LK Advani today and not with Mr. Modi?
That statement I gave when I was in Jan Shakti. That was 7 years back. Even America has changed its view about Narendra Modi. Even you have changed your view about Narendra Modi. And so I cannot discuss because Election Commission has laid certain rules. And one of the rules is that no debate can be used and no argument can be taken on the old statement in this election. This is right now election campaign and people are listening. So no comment on this. But the other thing I will say, there is no conflict at all. It is Advani ji who always supported Narendra Modi, who always gave him blessings, and he will bless him always. He is like a son to him. That I know, I am witness to it, that Narendra Modi is like a son to Advani ji. And Advani ji's blessings are always with him.
But how can you say Advani ji has no problems? He resigned from all party posts when Mr. Modi was appointed as head of the campaign committee. Later, he had to be persuaded to accept the Gandhinagar seat. Even Uddhav Thackeray wrote an editorial in Samna saying how Advani ji was treated was not fair. What do you think? Do you think Advani ji was humiliated and has been forced to contest from Gandhinagar?
they are 1 year old things which have no base now. Right now the things are that Narendra Modi is a Prime Minister candidate, Advani ji is appreciating him, and Advani ji has said that he'll be a better Prime Minister even than Jawaharlal Nehru. That is what Advani ji is saying right now, and I believe that there is a wave in this country in the favor of Narendra Modi, and the reason for the wave is his charismatic personality, the development in Gujarat, and plus the misdeeds and the ill doings of the UPA government also. So we are going to go ahead with more than 300 seats. That's what I believe right now. That is the confidence I am living in.
And before we end, what is the place of Hindutva in this campaign? Today we have seen Mr. Modi's speech suddenly talking about slaughterhouses, suddenly talking about pink revolution. But otherwise, he has positioned himself as having, at least in his campaigns, as doing a development-oriented agenda. Where is the place for Hindutva in these elections according to you?
Hindutva is a pran of this country. The country is surviving because of Hindutva. Because Hindutva is the faith. Hindutva is a philosophy which says that worship every
How can you say the country is surviving because of Hindutva? No, what do you mean the country is surviving because of Hindutva? There's more than one religion in this country.
Yes, because the country is secular, and country is secular because of the concept of Hinduism. Pakistan could not remain secular, Bangladesh could not remain secular, because the basic core of this country is Hindutva. That's why this country is secular.
But isn't the difference between India and Bangladesh and Pakistan that we do not have a state religion? We are not a theocracy. We are a pluralistic country.
Because of Hindutva. Because of Hindutva. You are secular, Barkha, because you are a Hindu. Benazir Bhutto was not secular because he was not a Hindu.
Are you saying you
Mulayam Singh is secular because he is Hindu. I am secular because I am a Hindu.
Muslims are secular? No, 1 minute. Are you saying no Muslims
I will not
are secular?
say. I will not say.
Because no Buddhists are secular, no Sikhs are secular? No. Yeah, you are taking my, what I am saying is totally in a different direction. I will not say that every Muslim is a fanatic. Like you cannot say that every Hindu is a secular, so I cannot say that every Muslim is not a fanatic. But Hinduism is secularism, the real secularism, which believe that respect every way of thinking, and that is Hindutva, and that is the reason why this country is secular. And you said that we are forgetting Hindutva. We cannot, because even Barkha Dutt could not forget the Hindutva, and ultimately she had to ask this question about Hindutva. It means you also believe in Hindutva, you also want Hindutva, you want Hindutva to remain in the debate. No, it doesn't mean that I believe in Hindutva. It means that it's my job to ask this question. It's my job to ask Umaji this question, because we want to understand whether Mr. Modi is catering to the Hindutva hardline constituency, or is he trying to cater to people? There are many voters today, young voters, who are not interested in Hindutva. आपके जो 90s में politics थे वो 2014 में तो नहीं हो सकते ना. बाबरी मस्जिद के टाइम जो politics थे वो आज तो नहीं चलेंगे.
When we talk about faith, then we have to give this answer. When I went to fight election in Madhya Pradesh, I don't know how much time you have. Then it was Digvijay Singh actually who wanted to discuss Hindutva, and I wanted to discuss development. And I said, let the election be finished, then we will discuss Hindutva. So Hindutva does not oppose, and Hindutva is not against development. Hindutva is part of development, Ramaraj. The concept of development is good governance. And good governance is combined with Sadak, Bijli, Pani, electricity, good road, and good law and order. That is Hindutva, that is Ramaraj, and Ramaraj is Hindutva.
Okay, we leave it there. Uma Bharti, always controversial, but I think
thank you for reminding me Hindutva, Barkha. Thank you very much. I thank you very much for reminding me Hindutva.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
It's a continuing debate around the campaign. Uma Bharti live from Jhansi. Thanks so much for joining us. Uma Bharti always manages to say something that has you debating it for a long time. After that, thank you so much for joining us, and that brings us to the end of this broadcast. Tonight we're from Mumbai, but in the next episode we'll see you from a different part of the country, as the show is on the road to 2014, travelling through key constituencies, bringing you ground reports, voices from different cities, and interviews with the key newsmakers on the campaign trail. From the entire team, thanks for watching. Goodbye.